Morning everyone. So as promised, we're going to do a couple of the wreaths that we missed out on when we were on Hochanda. So this is the Tattered Wreath. So this is the card we're going to be making. This is the Tattered Wreath itself, which you can see is beautiful. It's quite delicate. And what I've done with this, I've used a 7x7 card, but it could be a 6x6, but this is just to give us a bit more space. And I've also gone around the back of the stencil with some removable adhesive. Now that just helps hold all any delicate areas in place while you work. So I've started off by just using my dry baby wipe as I usually do, and just add some colour just into those leaves. And then just for the delicate areas, you know, where you might want to get in, if you just rub around with a little brush and then just catch all those little delicate parts of the stencil as well. So just make sure that you've got this tacked down really well on the back, and that should stop any bleed. Not that that really matters, because what we're going to do is take this away, and I want this to be quite soft. So what we're going to do, once we've done that, is just to sort of blend it. Now you could leave it like that if you want. It actually doesn't need very much with it, but I am just going to take my dry baby wipe and just blend just over the top of this, just to soften the design before we do our stamping on top of it. So on top of this, we're going to actually use the Tattered Poinsettia, which has been on TV quite a few times, but it is very, very pretty and works so well with this design. But you can see how that just softens, and it puts some green behind everything that you're going to stamp as well. So to me, it just looks more natural. I quite like it. You could also, if you wanted to, just turn the stencil around and just stencil over the top. So once you've done that, you could lift it, turn it, and then just do a little bit more at a different angle. So if you just wanted leaves and nothing else, then that would be okay as well. So I'm going to start with the Tattered Poinsettia, and then we're just going to start to stamp in the little flowers. So this is the large Tattered Poinsettia first. So just find a nice space and then just start to stamp those in. And always make sure that you let your ink run out on the stamp as you work, so you get a really nice natural look to this. So I'm going to put a little bit more on this side here than is on the rest of it. So I'm not going to use the big one everywhere. I'm going to go straight for the smaller one. And we're just going to start to fill in any little spaces that we've got. Well, this would look beautiful with the little baubles hanging down, so we may do that in a minute. So I may just use the vintage baubles. That's what I love so much about these stamps, is that you're constantly sort of just thinking up something else that you can do with them all the time. Okay, so I think that is probably enough. But you can see how just stamping in those paler ones there as well just makes it look that little bit softer and more natural. So now let's go for our holly leaves. So again, we're just going to start to fill in any little spaces that we might want. So these stamps go perfectly with this little tattered wreath that we've got here. And again, another thing I like about this is it can be used all year round. So if you just change the flowers that you put in, this will be beautiful for spring, which is why we kept it quite generic. So you get to sort of use it all year round. Because again, anybody who knows me knows I get sort of fed up if I can't use things that I want to use, you know, outside of Christmas or vice versa. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to add in this little trailing vine out of the Tattered Poinsettia set as well. And again, it's just giving us this beautiful soft finish here. But you can see how quickly this actually builds up. It doesn't take very long at all. Okay, so how pretty. It's just so lovely. I love to do this one. So you could, if you wanted to, we have some lovely little bits and pieces that are inside the festive fragrance, sorry. Do you know, there's so many now, remembering all these names gets quite difficult. Okay, so I'm going to put a little greeting inside here as well. Before we put our little bow on. But if you wanted to as well, the other thing you could do is put a little scene in the centre of this. So this one says, Christmas is the day that holds all time together. So you'll have seen these on Hochanda as well. Okay, so there's our little greeting. So another thing you can do is just put a little bit of liquid pearls in the centres of some of these, or you can just add some little berries. It could be diamantes, it could be whatever you want. So just some little tiny berries in here. You can use them for the centres of the flowers as well. And also a little bit of sparkle if you want to, which doesn't always work well with the camera, so I'm not going to do that. But it's lovely to give you the actual shape of the design that you want to do, so you're not sort of struggling to make any sort of circle shape. And last but not least, we are just going to pop on our little bow. So again, you can put that anywhere you like. Let's go for the side on this one, like that. Okay, and there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for all your support. It is really appreciated. Thanks, bye.